Yep. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to part 2 of the best ofs of My Momma Told Me, the podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of black conspiracy theories, and we finally work to prove that we've got the best ofs 2021 happening right goddamn now. This is part 2. You bitches already heard part 1, or maybe you didn't. Maybe you're the type of sick fucks who go straight to part 2. I don't know how you get down, you kinky freaks, you fetishy philanderers. I don't know what you're into, but maybe you're the type of motherfuckers that just skip straight to part 2. And that's okay in my house. Hey, we don't judge in the old Kerman residence. We let you do what you're into. But you already heard part 1, and goddamn were those some of the best. As indicated in the title, some of the best. And now this is the second part of some of the best. And that's not to say that they're in a particular order. I don't know that we're ranking these in a particular order, but if I'm being honest, you know which ones are the best. Come on. Hey. We're talking now. Come on. You know, some of these were real stinkers that we just had to slip in there just to pay bills, but some of those were the best. And maybe in part 2, even better ones are coming. That's right. Some of the best from Homemade Hotep, from White Lies, and of course from the other weird ass games that I cook up for both you and my guests. We will be enjoying all of those, and more importantly, I hope you enjoy your holiday season. I know I will. I'm gonna eat ham and fall asleep in places where I'm not supposed to sleep. It's gonna be a lovely time, and enjoy the episode. Again, this is the best ofs part 2. My Momma Told Me. Let's jump into this game. I have a fun game, a game we haven't played in a while. This is a fun game I call
Homemade Hotep.
Homemade Hotep. So the way this game works, Wyatt, is I am going to introduce to you a commonly believed, a real life fact from the world, a real fact that existed in the world. And what I would love for you to do is just hotep the shit out of it. Add whatever flavoring or logic or information that you can gather from this fact to just make it as hotep-y and sort of conspiratorial as you can possibly make it. Does that work for you?
Got body.
Hell yeah. You're already in it. I love it. Okay, here's the fact that I found for you. It turns out that the Three Musketeers bar actually used to come in 3 flavors. There were 3 flavor options for the Three Musketeers bar. There was chocolate, there was vanilla, and there was strawberry. And then at some point, they got rid of vanilla and strawberry. My question for you is, what's happening there? Why?
Here's the thing that people don't realize about Three Musketeers bars. Three Musketeers bars, they were selling really well in white neighborhoods, affluent white neighborhoods. And that vanilla, that strawberry, what people don't realize, the vanilla had fluoride in it. It was real good for your teeth. That strawberry had amino acids, would keep you, nice and strong. Eventually, Three Musketeers started making their way into black neighborhoods. Now, all of a sudden, folks got worried that all these black people gonna have nice teeth and be real big and strong. So they were like, we gotta take this shit out of here. We can't run the risk of having them have too good of teeth where they could, take like nice TV jobs from us, or be too strong where they could break us over their knees like Bane. So we need to take that stuff out of there and then just give them the chocolate, just give them D'Artagnan. I think that was one of the Three Musketeers. They can't have the other 2. We'll keep those for ourselves. So that's, I feel like if that's my first run at it. I feel like you give me an hour, let me step away for a second and
sure.
Just see a man about a horse. I bet you I could do better.
Well, I don't think you can. I think that was beautiful work. I'm very proud of you. Let's play a game. This is a classic on the show. It's one of my favorites. It's a game called White Lies.
ugly. You are disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
White Lies. It's a fun game in which I will introduce to you a conspiracy theory that is widely held in the white community, one that white people have long believed in. And what I would love for you to do is unpack why you think it is that they believe in this conspiracy theory. Why do you think this conspiracy theory is so important to the whites? Okay.
Yeah.
This is a fun one. It's a classic. It's one I've been hearing for decades now. There is a theory that Richard Gere of Pretty Woman fame, Richard Gere, very handsome man, always been gray. I don't know why, but Richard Gere apparently used to put live gerbils up his butt. He would put live gerbils in his anus for sexual arousal. This was some version of a way to stimulate his prostate and G-spot, and then would use live gerbils in his anus. Why, Chinedu, do you think white people hold so fast to this conspiracy theory?
Well, I just want to be clear that this is the first time I ever heard this of a human doing this, let alone Richard Gere.
Richard Gere apparently is real into it.
And I think white folks truly believe in this because it is so out there. It has to be true.
Whoa.
It has to be true.
Yeah.
It has to be. Something like that. No one thinks of like, okay, yeah, I'm going to think of a rumor to ruin Richard Gere.
Yeah.
What is something that people will believe? No one thinks of gerbil in the booty hole.
Yep.
You know? Did I say the pet name right? What do they call it?
You said gerbil in the booty hole. And
gerbil in the booty hole.
I believe that is the medical term that...
Yeah, it's a gerbil in the booty hole itis. Very rare case when it happens, when the gerbil doesn't get out. It's ugly.
No, it's in there.
So I think it's so out there. That's why I think it's true. And I've held a hamster, which I think is a part of the gerbil family.
Yeah, they got to be cousins.
They very similar. Very soft. Yeah. Very soft.
If you held up a gerbil and a hamster, I wouldn't be like, and you're like, which one's which? I wouldn't be like, you stupid bitch. This is obviously a hamster. And this one's a gerbil. I'd be like, nah, you got me.
You got me, bro. And so I would imagine, I never dabbled with the booty hole per se, putting anything inside there, but gerbils are furry and they do move. They are very soft and they do move in a way that's very random and it could be very
right. They like to tunnel and you got a tunnel built in.
They like to tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point, bro. They do like to tunnel, man. And I think gerbils are just the right size where they can't get into your large intestines. They'll get stuck and then realize the only way out is this way. So they'll turn around.
Oh, so they're not, by that suggestion, they're not so insane that they're just going to keep tunneling until they like make it back out your throat. They're going to, they're going to turn back around.
Yeah, they can't even get through. They're gonna be like, oh no, this is the wrong way, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think when they turn around, that's when Richard Gere, he orgasms.
Like, nah, they feel good going in, but wait till they come out.
Wait till they turn around.
That's when old Mr. Gere turns it up a notch.
Hey man, look, he's that. If that's true, that's the most Illuminati thing I ever heard in my life.
I will say that I think you've made a really important point in that there are a lot of silly things that get made up about celebrities and celebrity behavior that are easy to believe and sometimes disappointing when we find out that we just are making up mean things about real human beings.
Right.
But it is such an outlandish suggestion that it feels like there has to be a level of truth to it. That even if it isn't exactly correct, that it is a gerbil or that he does it a bunch of times, it feels like, man, you tried it once. Come on, Richard Gere. There's a reason they bring this up all the time about you and your behavior.
Right. Or it's like truth adjacent, where the real story is he lost track of his pet. He likes to write naked. See what I'm saying? Sat down in his seat. Gerbil got lost in his booty. Had to go to the hospital to get it taken out.
Yeah.
The doctor talks too much. Breaks patient doctor, confidentiality.
Yeah.
Tells a friend, and then the rumor spreads.
And to that doctor's credit, if Richard Gere walked in my office and told me he had a pet in his asshole, I would say, yeah, I'm going to call my wife on this one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, honey, let's go out for dinner tonight. I got a story.
Tonight, we've got something to chat about. Most days, I got no gossip. But today, I got a little taste of something you're going to like.
Yeah, and I can't tell this over your trash casserole. Let's have a nice meal so I can tell you the story.
Baby girl, we're going to Applebee's. Richard Gere got a gerbil in his asshole.
No, he didn't. Just wait till we sit down.
Wait till we get the apps. I won't say anymore.
I have x-rays.
Would you like to play a game? It's a game that we play on this show all the time. It's one of my personal favorites. It's a game that I call White Lies.
Ugly, you're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
White Lies. This is a game where, Radha, I am going to introduce to you a classic conspiracy theory.
Okay.
A widely held conspiracy theory in the white community. And what I would love for you to do is tell me why you think white people are so committed to this conspiracy theory.
Got you.
Cool. This is one that I've been seeing a lot more lately, although I don't know how widely held it is. It has a bit of nuance, but maybe that's just because of where we live. But apparently, there are quite a few people who believe that Prince Charles is a vampire. That the son of the Queen of England, the soon-to-be King of England, when she dies, and she will, God willing, she will die. If my prayers work, that lady will die very soon. But Prince Charles apparently is a vampire. I don't know have you heard this before?
I have never heard this conspiracy theory, and yet I'm intrigued. I really am.
Well, let me tell you a little more, and then I'd love to hear why you think people argue this. But apparently, in unpacking his genealogy, it turns out that Prince Charles is a descendant of Vlad the Impaler, who is the person that Bram Stoker's Dracula is based on. That, like, historically, they're making connections, basically saying that he's the descendant of this infamous figure in history, and that because of that descendants and because of his weird looks and also odd behavior, that he might, in fact, also be a descendant of Dracula. Your thoughts, please.
Wow. I'm so intrigued. The first thing I'm thinking about are his ears. They are very bat-like.
Yes.
They do look like they could, propel him into flight. So there's that. There's the idea that he is a part of a very old and archaic institution that, I don't know if it's garlic, a steak. It has not died. It is almost impermeable. It feels immortal. He is a part of this monarch that is just like, you can't kill it. And who knows? He's very pale.
Yes.
I don't know that the man has ever had a bit of sun. I've never seen a picture of him with a tan. He always looks the same, like the same rugged, worn, pale leather bag of a face. I don't even think I can challenge this theory, because if I found out that he was indeed a vampire, this lineage makes things very, very interesting. Yeah. I don't know that I could say I'm surprised. He did suck the lifeblood out of Princess Diana.
There we go.
Being married to him cost her life. And, wow, this is so interesting. Like, I've never heard this before this moment, but I'm going to now look into it. So thank you.
Please do all the research you need to do to figure out if he is, in fact, well, first, if vampires exist. And number two, if he is, in fact, a vampire. And then three, why white people love it so much? Because to me, and that's the part that I had some challenges with, is to me, the Royal Kingdom of England and all those motherfuckers. I'm sure that's not what they call it, but the Royal Kingdom of England and all those
maybe behind closed doors. That's what they. Yeah.
But But to me, they always represented an odd pick for people that you wanted as your figureheads. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if I wanted figureheads, I want them to be sexy and hard and just look, I get to look at them and I feel proud. And the fact that they've always picked these ghoulish monsters as the people, and granted the bloodline apparently is what picked it, not them choosing them, right? But either way, the fact that they've never overthrown that bloodline and made it like, you know, fucking Idris and his sexy ass people means that these figureheads have to have a level of power and control that exceeds the people's fight. You know what I mean? Their ability to fight
forever.
back.
Right. It's forever, which, you know, in this moment of, you know, white fragility and the Karens, you know, and the anti-maskers, which to me is the reason so many Karens are going off is because I think COVID kind of leveled the field. Like the mask represents this threat to all mankind. You know, like you being white and rich is not going to save you from this virus. So we're in the same boat, honey. So putting on a mask when you've had access, you've had power, you've been on top all your life. I think it is kind of like just fucked with a lot of white people's brains. And so the idea of being immortal, I think is sexy. You know, it's like, okay, I know they say by 2070, the human race is going to be more, you know, the median skin tone is going to be a little bit more brown than we were anticipating. This idea that a white male monarch could live forever. And then you couple Brexit with that, like this excommunication and this, you know, this throwing away of immigrants, which to me is about browning up the country or browning down. I don't know which direction it goes in, but yeah, I could see how immortal, all powerful white man is a sexy idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I
see it.
I think even more to that point, it also ensures that you have a justification for why you remain impoverished or less than in these communities. As long as this motherfucker's immortal, then I can't beat him. He's a fucking vampire. But if that's just a regular dude who could get shot like anybody else with a regular bullet, then I'm tripping to let this motherfucker be that much better than me without doing something about it.
Okay. And I just want to just add on to what you just said.
Yeah.
Please don't get no ideas, people. You know what I'm saying? What Langston was talking about is Charles being a vampire. We would put that in context so that the FBI is not calling us into question.
I want to be clear. Shoot the Prince of Wales. What is it? The Duke of Wales. Shoot him. Stop letting this No, I'm joking. Please don't shoot him. I do not want to be responsible for whatever fallout happens.
Oh my God.
Because I said some silly shit on a podcast that truly none of you should be listening to in the first place. What are you doing? You should have better things to do with yourself. Let's get into this game. We've got a very important game that I like to call, and this is a brand new game. It's called 90 Day Conspiracy.
I go there for you. Anything you want, I go do for you, girl. Baby, I go pay for you. Me and you go do the
Yeah, 90 Day Conspiracy. The way we're going to play this game is I'm going to present to you a few of my personal favorite people throughout the 90 Day Fiancé multiverse. And what I would love for you to do is just unpack whether or not you think that they would make effective cult leaders. Okay. Do you think that they could effectively lead their own cult, ideally within the 90-day window that they have to come to America and get married? So starting off, he gave us a song about her. Let's go with baby girl Lisa. How you feeling about Lisa's potential to lead a cult?
Just the fact that Usman was so dedicated to her, even though his friends, the Goofballs Light, were like, she's disgusting. Everyone in his life was like, this woman is trash. She is disgusting. She is, ugh. And they, even when they got married, he was like, I think you have to wear a bra with that dress. And she's like, no. So I think she could lead a cult, specifically because she has this man entranced by her. Yes. And she literally looks like a wet cigarette. Like, she's disgusting.
She, I would argue, is one of the most gruesome figures that has ever made their way across the 90 Day Fiancé screen. And the fact that he has found like a contentment in that leads me to believe that she has to be persuasive in some kind of way. I agree with you. I think baby girl Lisa would make a pretty good cult leader. Okay, let's go in a different direction. Muhammad of season 2, he dated Danielle, and she had the 3 kids, and he came and pulled a lot of shenanigans on her. How are you feeling about his potential to lead a cult?
Muhammad, I want my sex.
That's right.
I do not think Muhammad would be an effective cult leader.
Okay, tell me why.
He's not dedicated. He doesn't understand that you need to make sacrifices. On their wedding day, they were like, you may now kiss the bride. And he said, no, I cannot for religious reasons. And did not expand onto what the religious reasons were.
That's fair.
So it's like, you have to do some of the dirty shit. Some of the dirty shit is kissing your new wife, Danielle.
That's right. He wouldn't even explain what part of his religion was keeping him from doing it. He was just like, nah, dog, it's that time of the month. I can't do it.
At the reunion, said she had a stinky pussy on national television.
That was unkind. He wasn't a kind man. He also got other women pregnant while he was married to her and was like traveling to Florida to go be. And he lost weight and got like a cool haircut and just really changed his whole life.
She came down and she said, I'm going to send you back to where you came from, Mohammed. I would be a part of Danielle's cult. I could listen to her all day. I love her.
Oh, God. I couldn't for a second. I feel I'd never wanted to get some kids out of a house more than in that
when
situation.
He was like, the lights got turned off. This is not a way to live. She's like, I love you, Mohammed.
Right. She wasn't even a good listener. No. He's like, we got to get the lights back on. And she's like, Muhammad, I love you. It's not good. It's a bad setup. But okay, so Muhammad would not make a good cult leader.
I don't think so.
Here's my wife's favorite. She loves Anfisa. How you feeling about Anfisa being a potential cult leader?
Love Anfisa. I think she could be a cult leader because she's terrifying.
Yes.
The way this woman screams is intense. And George was just like, here's your makeup bag. And she, like, yeah, she would scream you into the cult.
Yes, I think that she would make an effective cult leader. It would have to be some version of a sex cult, but a sex cult that doesn't allow you to have sex with them.
Yes.
Like it's a weird setup, but I do think that she has all the potential to at least break the brain of another human being.
I agree.
Okay, here's one that I think would be interesting. Let's talk Tom. Tom of Darcy infamy.
So something in me is like, yes, Tom would be a good cult leader because he strung Darcy along and, would do things where he was like, I would have proposed to you if we had gone on the vacation I wanted to go on. But then I was like, it takes a woman like Darcy to be susceptible to that. So then I was like, no, but then I said yes, because there's lots of women like Darcy. I think he could run a cult. I think it would only be filled with women.
I agree. And I think that there's not a big difference between Tom and a Keith Raniere. Do you know what I mean? That
Who's Keith Raniere?
The Nexium guy. Like,
see, I'm not into it.
Oh, you're not into it. Okay. Well, the same energy of like, you find some broken individuals, some people who need this kind of energy, and then you just maximize it. Could he lead a big famous cult? Probably not, but he could get about 6 or 7 goofballs in a house and have them doing push-ups at weird times at night. You know what I mean? I believe in Tom in that way.
I believe in Tom too. Yeah, he'll give everyone a key. But wonder what it's a key to.
Some weird gold key that clearly doesn't work on anyone's home.
My favorite thing about that key was they stayed in an Airbnb. They didn't even stay at his house. So like, what was the key to? And also, Darcy has been disrespected on so many continents.
She has. And if only she could settle into herself enough to go like meet a man at the grocery store. But no, she keeps going on these weird international dating websites.
Well, she finally got Georgie. I think Georgie is the one.
I know you don't mean that, but it's very exciting to hear someone say it out loud. I know no humans ever meant that, but
yeah, I can't wait to see what happens with her and Georgie.
I'm very excited about it. I'll hit you with one more and then we'll close this bad boy out. Here's my personal favorite person in the history of 90 Day Fiancé is Angela. How are we feeling about Angela and her potential to lead a cult?
Angela absolutely could lead a cult. She's already leading a cult. She's got 100 little black kids living in her house. I don't know where they fucking came from, but that's her cult. Skyla's second in command.
She has a lot of black children. She's got Michael. Michael's submissive to her to a fault. I think those black kids, I can't figure out if they're Skyla's kids or, one of her other daughters is in jail for murder. And so maybe they belong to the murderer daughter, but it's hard to know.
Say, TLC does no background checks and they get the creme de la creme of these insane people.
They truly just ask, would you like to be on the show, person on the street? And then they give them 6 years to figure it out.
Yep.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Alvidaze, is that how you say it? I don't speak other languages, but that's the end. That's the whole kit and caboodle. What is that? Kitten caboodle. Is it kit and caboodle or is it kitten caboodle? I don't know words as well as I probably should, but I do know that that's the end of our best ofs. And boy, were they the best of My Momma Told Me. And more importantly, you're the best of My Momma Told Me because you dumb fucks listen to this every week. And if you listen to it, then you have my heart and my heart is warm because of the hard work that you do of pressing play and listening to my nonsense. And if you enjoy our nonsense here at My Momma Told Me, then goddamn it, write a goddamn review. Write a subscribe. Come on, man. You've got the power. We're almost at 1,000 reviews. Just do it. Can I say that? Is that a Nike thing? Just do it. Please. We would love to hear from you. And as always, you can send your drop ideas, your conspiracy theories, your toxicity to mymommapod at gmail.com. Not Gmail. Please don't send it to Gmail. That's not a good website. Yeah, they do terrible stuff on gmail.com. Please help us take down gmail.com and send your reviews to mymommapod at gmail.com. I would love to hear from you there. And finally, please have a healthy and happy new year. Enjoy your holiday season and get fucked up and come up with some more fucked up conspiracy theories for us to talk about in 2022. That would make me happy. Okay. I love you with all of my heart. All of it. You're my special little person. And I'll kiss your mouth if I see you. I'll kiss you right on the lips. I don't give a fuck about COVID. Your mouth is mine. Bye, bitch.